See the finished markers first. Fall in love before the process begins.
12 colors, 1 factory, and a production process so precise to moons. Every single marker performs identically, every single time.
A marker pen, one of the most satisfying tools ever invented. But how does it go from raw chemicals and plastic to this?
The Chromabrick Marker Factory, running 18 hours a day, producing 2.4 million markers every single month. Inside 7 production stages, 63 workers across 3 shifts, and 1 product moving continuously through every single station. From an empty tube to a finished marker, 7 steps, 9 minutes of production time, and precision at every stage. 6 a.m. The morning shift begins. Every worker knows their station press, and every station has one job to do perfectly. Before a single marker is made, the raw materials must arrive. Pigments, resins, solvents, and felts, all coming together from different suppliers. Raw pigment, the source of every color. Each drum contains concentrated dye that will eventually become the ink inside your marker. The solvent base, the liquid carrier that holds the pigment in suspension and allows the ink to flow consistently through the nib. These small plastic pellets will become the marker barrel, as the body that holds everything together. Right now, they are raw material. In 40 minutes, they will be a tube.
The production line is fed, raw plastic into the extrusion system, raw pigment into the ink mixing tanks, and the factory begins.
The chemical handling zone, restricted access. Workers here handle concentrated pigment solvents that require protective equipment at all times. 7 stations, 1 continuous line. Let's follow a marker through every single one from the very beginning.
Red pigment concentrate enters first, just 340 grams per 20-liter batch. Too much and the color bleeds. Too little and it fades.
The agitator runs at 120 RPM until every pigment molecule is
temperature maintained at exactly 28 degrees Celsius. Too hot and the solvent evaporates. Too cold and the pigment won't fully dissolve.
Ample drawn. Color compared against the reference standard. The red must match Pantone 485C exactly.
The mixed ink transfers to a pressurized holding tank, where it waits under controlled conditions to be filled into the markers.
Ink ready! Now the marker needs something to hold it. Time to make the barrel.
Station 2. The plastic extrusion machine. Pellets go in one end, marker barrels come out on the other, continuously. A continuous tube, hollow, perfectly round, emerging at 40 meters per minute from the extrusion die.
The hot tube enters a 6-meter cooling water bath. In 9 seconds, it goes from molten plastic to a fully rigid, dimensionally stable tube.
A rotary blade cuts the continuous tube into individual barrel sections, each exactly 13.8 centimeters long, 2,400 cuts per hour. Every barrel passes through an optical sensor, out of round, off length, or surface defects, automatically detected and rejected before the next stage. Color sensors sort the barrels into matching channels. A red barrel will only ever receive red ink. Blue barrel, make blue ink. The colors never mix.
Barrel production complete. 6 colors ready for the next 3 stages. Each one sorted, inspected, and waiting.
Station 3. The felt nib line. A continuous roll of compressed fiber felt, being cut into 8mm nib tips at 3,600 pieces per hour. The compression press bonds the felt fibers under 400 psi, creating the capillary structure that draws ink from the reservoir to the tip. Fine point nibs are ground to a 0.4mm tip. The angle of the grind determines how the ink flows when pressure is applied to paper. Every nib batch is tested for absorption rate. The ink must reach the tip within 2 seconds of saturation, no faster, no slower. Nibs stored and indexed by batch, ready to be matched with the correct barrel and ink twos in the filling and assembly stage. The robotic insertion arm matches each nib to its barrel, aligning the tip with the barrel opening to within 0.1 millimeters.
Nib inserted. Barrel ready. It's time to fill these markers with the ink we prepared in stage 1.
Inside the barrel, not just liquid ink, a polyester fiber reservoir that absorbs and holds the ink, releasing it under controlled capillary pressure through the nib.
A color sensor reads each barrel before filling begins. Red barrel, red ink. Blue barrel, blue ink. The system prevents color contamination with 100% accuracy.
A backlight inspection verifies the fill level of every single barrel. Underfilled by even 5% tint, automatically rejected.
4 filling carousels running simultaneously. 48 markers being filled every 12 seconds. That is 14,400 markers per hour.
Day shift, night shift. The filling machine does not stop. 18 hours of continuous operation thrice every single day.
Filled and verified send, the barrels move to assembly. They need a cap, a clip, and a final identity before they become a finished marker. The marker caps are injection molded separately, from the same colored plastic as the barrel. Each cap must fit with exactly 800 grams of pull-off resistance. The cap is pressed onto the barrel tip, a snap-fit connection that seals the nib from drying out and won't come loose accidentally. The cap clip cleef, attached by a robotic arm in under 0.3 seconds. The clip must be orientated correctly always facing the barrel front. Each marker receives a printed label, color name, batch code, and expiry date, applied in one motion as the marker passes through the station. Pull-off force test, every batch sampled. The cap must require between 600 and 900 grams of force to remove. Outside that range, the entire batch is rechecked.
Complete. A finished marker, cap, clip, label, nib, ink inside. Everything precisely assembled in under 9 minutes of production time.
Assembly complete. Now, the harshest part of the process. Quality control, where no marker that fails cumping ever reaches a customer.
The quality control zone. 6 test benches, 6 different checks. Every marker passes every single one the Swen, or it does not leave this room.
The cap seal test. A capped marker must maintain an airtight seal for 30 seconds at negative pressure, or the nib will dry out in storage.
Every batchu, the drop test. Drop from 1 meter onto a hard surface. The barrel must not crack and the cap must not separate on impact.
Less than 0.3% rejection rate. For every 1,000 markers that enter QC pace, 997 pass. 3 are rejected.
QC cleared. Approved. The markers are ready for the final stage, packaging, where they will be grouped, boxed, and prepared for shipment.
The 12-color rainbow set. All 12 markers placed simultaneously by a multi-arm robot in a single 0.8-second motion. The outer box is formed from a flat blank, folded, glued, and sealed in one continuous machine operation.
The tray slides into the box tays. The display window on the lid lets the customer see the full color range before purchase.
Sealed, barcoded, shrink-wrapped. The box is now tamper-evident and shelf-ready.
24 boxes per shipping case. 480 markers per case. Packed, seal, and labeled POO, ready for the distribution center.
The finished pallet. 20 cases, 9,600 individual markers. Stretch-wrapped, strapped, and ready for the truck. The truck is loaded. 9,600 markers headed to retailers, schools, and art supply stores around the world.
End of shift. 2.4 million markers closer to the world's art studios, classrooms, and design desks. Tomorrow, Ken, the same process begins again. This is why it matters. Every step of that production process, Tevli, exists for this moment. 12 colors, 1 factory, 7 stages, and the most satisfying production process you will watch today.
2.4 million markers, 99.7% quality pass rate, and in 4 hours too, the night shift begins, and 2.4 million more will follow.
Raw pigment, plastic pellets, felt fiber. Through 7 stages B, they become the markers in classrooms, studios, and offices around the world.
The factory never fully sleeps. Somewhere in here, right now, the next marker is already being made. A marker pen, simple to hold, complex to make. And now, you know every single step that went into this one. One factory, one process. And somewhere in your hand right now, Datuari, a marker that began exactly like this.
We are dedicated to deliver high-quality, immersive, and educational storytelling through a unique blend of human creativity and advanced technology. Our mission is to show the world of manufacturing through a unique AI lens while strictly adhering to the YouTube integrity and the originality guidelines 2026. We provide 100% monetizable, high retention content that follow the latest 20